Hello, welcome back. Welcome back to Real Estate Sips with Sandi and Shay. Listen, I am Shay,
And I'm Sandi.
and we are here with sip number 9.
Yes.
Role play number 2. If you didn't catch last week, man, that was so much fun.
It was. It really was. And informative.
Yes. So we like to cheers.
Welcome back, guys. Ooh. Delicious. How was your weekend?
It was great. Busy, but great.
Purple royalty.
Yes, I change it up in a minute. So So what we're doing today is role play number 2. Part 2, and now we're going to talk about the offer being accepted and what to do after that. However, we want to tell you to get subscribed to our YouTube channel.
Press like. It's free to do that.
Yes, and then comment and share. Listen and engage with us. Even though we can get to your questions and get to any concerns or anything like that, we can come back and we can answer your questions. So just engage with us.
Yeah, people have been telling me that they have been learning so much from the videos because the way Shay and I intended this show to be was as if you were actually going to a first-time homebuyers class.
Yes.
And everything they're going to tell you, just about everything they're going to tell you in the first-time homebuyers class, you can find it in our YouTube videos. And if you're not a home buyer and you're just looking to, say, invest and you need a lender, we have information on there with lenders and just an array of topics that you guys can glean from. I stole your word.
Yes.
So I got some good news over the weekend.
Okay, tell me.
I want to say congratulations are in order. You got the property.
Oh,
yes.
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome, my dear. They accepted your offer.
Oh my God, this is it. See, I'm gonna let you go.
Yes. So if you guys can remember when we left off, Shay and I had visited a few properties, and she decided to go with one that was for list price $500,000. It was a duplex, so she's going to actually live in one side of it and rent out the other half, so those tenants could pay part of her mortgage. And it's such good news. So we got to put that in the cart. And it was a lot of offers, so I wrote a good contract for you, girl.
I knew you would. That's why I'm here.
So there is, however, I do have to tell you, no, it's good. It's not bad. It's not bad.
I was like, look, I was happy, then I got a little scared. Go ahead.
Okay. So the seller made some changes on the contract. You offered $500,000.
Okay.
And you were putting down as a deposit $5,000, but they want you to go ahead and put a deposit of $10,000.
Oh, okay.
That money still comes back to you. It goes towards your closing costs.
Okay.
But sellers, when they have multiple offers, they feel a little bit more confident that if you put more of your money where your mouth is, they feel like you are a more serious buyer. So that's really what it is. So you just have to buy this change, because even though they signed off on it, they made a change to the contract when you initially signed it. Any changes that are made to a contract has to be initialed by all parties. So if you're in agreement with the $10,000 deposit, you're going to have to initial it. And when you initial it and send it back to them, because it has to be delivered to be an effective contract, you're effectively in contract. So it's initial here.
Okay.
Right where you see the 10,000.
Okay.
And they've already initialed it. So so I just have to get this scanned over. I'm going to let Samantha scan this over for us. So we got to get the ball rolling.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So if you remember, when we first started, I told you if your offer did get accepted, you would have to make the deposit. Okay. So that's the very first thing that we want to do to make sure that we told them that you would have 3 days to do the deposit. So you can go ahead. We're going to reach out to Debbie.
Okay.
She's on the first page. That's the title company that's going to hold your escrow deposit.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And with the escrow, I can't do money order or nothing like that. Just got to be wired or something. Tell me.
You can do a money order, but you would have to deliver it to the escrow company,
Okay.
or you can mail it to them. I do not recommend that.
Okay.
Because it could get lost in the mail.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that your money gets there within the 3 days deadline that you have to, because you don't want to ever be in a position where the seller can say that you breached contract, you know?
Okay.
So that escrow deposit, can also be wired. Do you know, I have to tell you a little story. I had a buyer that lost a house because she refused to make her escrow deposit. She said, realtors make a lot of money, and my bank wants to charge me $35 to do a wire to the title company. So she says, all I have is a check. Now, she's all the way in Homestead, and we're in Fort Lauderdale. Mm-hmm. So we didn't have a problem showing her the houses in Homestead, but she also had a part of the burden to carry, which was to make her deposit. Correct. But she wanted me to come all the way to Homestead to pick up her personal check.
Wow. And
take it to the title company all the way in Weston. Now, there are certain things that I do for buyers, but that's not one of them. I was so busy, and I could have called somebody else to get her check, but she was just being a nasty person. And then she said to me, well, why do I have to pay the $35? Why can't you pay it?
Oh, wow.
And I said, oh, really? I said, okay, if you don't have that money wired in time, there's nothing I'm going to be able to do. And I'm not coming all the way to Homestead. You can sell me the money if you want. Right. And I can deliver it to the title company. But for me to drive all the way to Homestead when there's nothing wrong with your car, your legs, and your hands, you're the one that wants a house. And we did everything in our power to get you that house. It was a nice house too. Well, when the other agent found out that she didn't make her. She didn't do it. No,
over
$35. $35. She lost something that was.
Don't
hers.
Let no small amount stop you from getting the house of your dreams.
Yeah. And it was something much bigger than even the money. When you're a nasty person, good things just doesn't happen. So when the other realtor found out that was selling the house, she's like, she did that to you? I was looking forward to working with you, Sandi. I say, yeah. She has to find another realtor, and she's like, well, I'm not gonna do business with her if she's doing that to her own realtor, what is she gonna do to me, working in a transaction? Right. So she lost the house. So just a point, anytime you have to wire money to the title company, there is a fee. We all have to pay that fee. I've had several houses all at one time, and I had to pay wire fees for each one of them. It's $35. So don't,
And you gotta be willing, not to control, but you gotta be willing to do the work the realtor asks you to do. Yeah. Some stuff you will have to do, it's not always on the realtor. We're gonna get there in a little bit, but it's some things that you have a responsibility as a buyer to meet deadlines, and it's your responsibility to get it done in order to see the success of purchasing a home. Mm-hmm. All right.
So cha-ching is 10 grand. So you got to put that in the shopping cart because it's all a part of your process. That was $10,000.
I think I put way more.
Let me tell you something. Shay is a multi-millionaire. She got all these $100 bills.
I ain't giving $10,000.
You got to count out 10. Come on, put that 10 in there. What are these? Okay. Let's see now. There should be some.
You got some big more?
How much you have there?
3, 4, 5, 6,
7.
Oh, you got that? I ain't think it was no more.
Listen,
she got it.
This is her bank account, not mine.
Yeah, this is my bank account. So we're gonna deposit it on in.
So that's her $10,000 deposit. That's gonna go back to her at closing, or it's gonna be credited towards her closing costs. So you know what we have to do? We have to call Tina and tell her the good news as well. Ooh. That you got the contract, because you have to apply for your loan.
Oh.
Yes.
So I thought I already applied.
Oh, you mean that pre-approval letter that you brought?
Oh, that's a pre-approval. Okay.
No, you didn't. Now it's going to be the real application. The pre-approval was just, the lender created a portfolio to see if you actually have buying power, and that's what got you the contract. But now you have to actually apply for the loan so that she can go through the whole loan process. If there's anything, so she pre-approved you, so she knows a whole lot about you already. So there's going to be some final things that she'll need to get from you or ask you to do.
Okay.
So we'll give her that call. Just a second. Sam, can you send Tina an email and also scan this contract to our transaction team so they can open a file for us? O'Shea got the house. Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. So how many days? Do you remember how many days you have to get an inspection done?
I think we did 5. 5? Was it 5?
No, we did 7 days.
Okay.
Because it was a duplex.
Oh yeah. That is. Now, I remember you saying that. I remember you saying that now.
Yeah. So I mean, we have great inspectors at JT Property Inspections, and we have Andy at Excel Property Inspections. They can get it done in 5. But since we're working with a duplex and there's a tenant involved, sometimes those tenants block because they don't want to move, or maybe even their work, they don't want to move. So they'll block us from having an inspection. They'll even block us from showings. Thank God, that tenant let us in.
Yes.
However, with a duplex, you don't want to just do 5 days if you can avoid that. Do 7 because it gives you more days to negotiate. So we're gonna get one of those guys. Do you have your own inspector?
I have a recommended one, but I don't have my own. But someone recommended me one.
Okay, so you'll just need to call him after we get done here. You just need to call him and let him know that you need him to inspect. Now, he's going to need information, the address. He's going to ask you the size of the property.
Okay.
He's going to ask you a couple of things.
Okay.
And so that's pretty much going to cost about, depending on what it is, I'll say budget maybe around $400 to $500 for the inspection. So we got to drop that in the shopping cart. So now that money goes directly to the inspector after he finishes the inspection. You can usually pay him on site, or you can do a credit card transaction over the phone. I don't know.
I've never been so excited to give my money away.
Put in the card. So now that's $10,000. Right? That you had put in before?
Yeah.
And now you just put in how much? 5 or 4?
I did 4.
400?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's 10,400 so far.
Being that this is a duplex, is it necessary to get any type of extra type of inspection, like plumbing to be sure?
Oh,
do you think, or is it okay to do the basic what they normally do?
Well, it's okay to do the regular comprehensive inspection. If there's anything, like when we toured the property, we didn't smell any sewage. Okay. I mean, you can do mold. You can get any kind of inspection you really want to. If you're concerned about running cameras through the pipes, you can also have that. The inspectors that I use, I know that they offer all of those services. Okay. You can even do a termite inspection if you want to.
I think I'm gonna go with who you use. Just because you already know them, relationship.
Yes,
I'm
gonna go with them.
I'm gonna just go with you.
And they're trustworthy. No company is ever perfect, but I'm telling you, ever since Promiseland has been in business, I've only used those 2 companies. Okay. So you just let me know which one you want to go with, and I'll have my transaction team reach out and schedule your inspection for you. Okay. So what the title company is going to do now that they've opened up a file for you, they're going to begin searching the property, making sure that the owner actually has the full legal right to transfer that property to you. Okay. So they're going to check for permits, they're going to check for liens, they're going to check everything to make sure that they can get a title commitment. Okay. And insure the title policy, get an insurance, which is title policy. It's an insurance that protects your ownership of the property. Okay. Pretty cool, right?
That's cool. I'm glad.
Yeah, but you don't have to pay for that up front.
Okay. It comes at closing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I remember you saying that. I got one question. Do I have to be there for inspection? I gotta work.
You have to work?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be there for you.
Okay.
Or I can send Sam to be there. You don't have to be there, but I recommend and I encourage you to go to your inspection if you can, because it's not to look over the inspector's shoulder. It's just taking an invested interest into, this is one of the biggest purchases of your life. And then, some inspectors aren't as thorough as others. Mm-hmm. So what if you're there and you happen to notice that the inspector didn't check the stove? and then you buy the property, and only on the final walkthrough you're finding out the stove doesn't work at all. That could have been a negotiating point for us earlier on during the transaction. So you're not really there to babysit the inspection, but you can go. They're very welcoming of buyers coming to the inspection.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
usually
feel
go.
like I don't want to be in the way to, let them do their job. I don't want to be asking questions because I can be a little,
Right. Well, if you can't go, I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go.
I trust you.
Yes. That's one of the things I like to do. I like to go to the inspections, and then I get to see my people and,
Right. I love that. It's a time of bonding with your partners that you work with. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So then, so don't forget you're gonna, call Tina and let her know.
Okay.
So the inspection report came back.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a chance to review it?
I looked over it. I'm not quite sure I understand everything, but I did it. It looks pretty good.
Was there anything at all that stood out from the inspector's recommendations that you would want to address?
It was one little thing, something about the floor or something that they said. It was something minor, but okay. I would want to get it fixed, of course.
Right. Well, I had a chance to review it myself. As your agent, of course, I'm going to review it because I think there's one thing on there that I'm very concerned about, and that is the electrical panel. It's a Zinco, and those panels cannot get insured by most insurance companies. Mm-hmm. And also, I noticed that in the kitchen area, the outlets that were there were not GFI rated. Mm. Anytime you have outlets near a water source, it has to be GFI. So I know that it's an as-is contract, and I told you before that sellers are not obligated to fix anything because we sent them an as-is contract. But what a good agent is always going to do, if it's a safety issue, we're always going to at least try. What's the worst that they can tell us, right? They can tell us no.
They can say no, right. But usually when you ask in a nice way and it's reasonable and they have a heart like, oh yeah, safety, first, they usually go along.
And they want to sell their property. Because more than likely the same issue is going to come up if they cancel our contract and go.
Somebody else going to say the same thing.
Exactly. So we're moving. So you were happy with the inspection overall, and we can move forward. All right. So I am going to make a note that I do need to ask for. Okay. So I did ask the seller.
Okay.
And the seller said that she is okay with upgrading the outlets by the sink.
Okay.
But the electrical panel, she says she's not willing to contribute anything to that.
Okay.
So
how much?
Well, on the inspection report, because I had to send her your inspection report anytime we ask for adjustments or try to renegotiate for the seller to give a credit. They usually ask for the inspection report. So on there for the electrical panel, it said $1,600. So she's not willing to do that.
Okay. I still move forward. It's fine.
Well, I just think, you're still in your inspection days. You have 7 days. Right now, it's only day number 4 because, the inspector had to do the inspection and then do a thorough report and send it back. So we're on day number 4. We have 3 days left to negotiate. How about if I was going to do half of the panel? Sure. I mean, your insurance is going to be more expensive.
Okay.
Because of that panel.
So ask her, can you do that? Ask her, can she meet me right in the middle?
Yeah, so I'll go back and I'll ask her. Okay, so she said yes.
Oh, yes.
Cheers to that.
Yes.
She said yes. God is good. We love yes. So we are getting the GFIs installed, and she's going to meet you halfway with the electrical panel.
Okay.
Which is so cool because, oh my God, one of the last deals that I closed, that seller was not budging at all. I mean, I think we offered to mow the yard and bathe the dog and everything. They would not be like, no, take it or leave it. I got 5 other buyers lined up waiting for this deal. This is what they told me, waiting for this. But I mean, I won the deal over so many people that made an offer, but he just was not willing. And on closing day, they came back and took the doorbell and took. We're all at closing. They were there moving stuff from the property. So my buyer was like, I can't believe he took the doorbell.
The doorbell. That's petty.
Very petty.
But it's okay.
But you know what? It was a Ring doorbell.
Oh,
with a camera and everything.
I feel you. It's cute.
I told my buyer, I'll buy you a Ring doorbell.
For a gift. That's one thing at Promiseland. You get a gift at closing. You don't know what it is.
Just don't let me paint your bathroom.
Don't you start. Yeah.
I do good bathroom painting.
She really do,
TikTok is talking about. TikTok's been clowning me about the bathroom, but it's okay.
Yes, but I do have a question about this. After they do the work, am I able to go and look at it after they're finished product?
So okay, that is what we'll do. Before we even get to that junction, we would normally do that at the final walkthrough.
Okay.
Or, sellers like when we do it at the final walkthrough, but there's nothing wrong with us calling them early after. Hey, how's the work going?
Okay.
And some sellers are nice enough to let us come back before closing and before the final walkthrough. They're nice enough to say, come and see for yourself. Or they'll just say, hey, we got it done. It's got to be done by licensed people, though. It can't be done by Uncle Bob. And
we don't want those problems.
Yeah, we don't want those problems at
Uncle Boo Boo and put up something. We like, now
Exactly.
We had that happen before, remember? But we're gonna skip over that story.
Yeah. So, your appraisal with Tina. Now that you've applied for your loan with Tina, she's gonna send your appraiser out. You're gonna have to pay for that up front because it's a report that's generated to move your transaction forward.
Okay.
And she can't lend you any money until she knows what the appraisal is.
Absolutely, I know.
So you're gonna have to pay her. So in the shopping cart, I'm gonna just throw out a number, guys, because appraisals are usually around this number, $600.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be less.
More money.
I haven't seen them really. That's it just depends. But I'm not setting prices. I'm just telling you the appraisals that I've seen. More times are around $600.
All right.
So she got all the money.
Got my $600.
No, it is.
There for that
so now that's $10,000. I mean $11,000 right there. $11,000 that she's already paid out. Again, the property is $500,000. She's already paid out $11,000 before closing. Okay, so these are upfront costs and fees. That is what it's called, upfront costs and fees. So where are we? So the appraiser is gonna come out.
Yeah.
And he's looking at your pretty little house. See the house that she's buying, guys? Okay, you can't buy this in Florida. You can only get houses like these in Georgia. This is a Georgia-built house. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess you could. Right.
We could try to mimic it. Well, we could try to mimic it.
Yeah. This was a 5-bedroom that I sold in Georgia for a little bit over $200,000.
Okay.
I need those days to come
back.
I know,
come back. This house, $200,000. I'm looking like this right here. Be like,
that's a mansion.
Yes, this is about $799.
Yeah. I sold this to my brother. And I ended up, when he got done with it, I sold it again to somebody else.
Awesome.
Yeah. So,
she's licensed in Florida. Georgia. In Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia.
I'm glad you pointed that out. Yeah. So, the appraiser, can you forward me the report because it belongs to you. You paid your $600.
Okay.
Your appraisal report should not be going to your realtor. Okay? Your realtor did not pay for that report. It needs to go to the lender and it needs to go to you as the buyer. Now you would want to share that appraisal report with your realtor if the numbers are off. So you're telling me that Tina gave you a call and said that the property didn't appraise? You got the report, right?
Right.
Oh, let me see it. I want to see what comps he used. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So I see here, because we looked at the comps before we made the offer, and I knew it was going to probably come in a little teeny bit lower, but not this low. He said it comes back at $450. Wow. That's a $50,000 difference.
I'm not willing to go that high. Over, you think we can drop it down?
Oh boy, these sellers, they're gonna.
Okay.
Oh Lord, we gotta pray. Okay, so within my
Would
power.
You go over 50?
Hell no. No, I know the seller's market and everything, and everybody's paying over. But remember, you did do an appraisal overage of $15,000.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Right. So now that it's come back at $450, you're doing that $15,000 over appraisal.
I don't mind
so
doing
that's $465.
Right. I don't mind going only 20 over. That's it.
All right. So we won't even go to the 20. We'll do what's on the contract, which is your 15.
Okay.
Let's call the seller.
Okay.
Yes. Hi, Mary.
Hello.
Yeah. So this is the. Oh, you recognize my voice? Okay. So I'm sitting here with my buyer. She's still very interested in the property, but unfortunately, the property didn't comp out to the $500,000. You know, it came in at $450, and I just wanted to have a conversation and see if we could meet somewhere in the middle, or just to remind you that the buyer is paying $15,000 over appraised value, which puts you at $465. Okay. Yes. She's cussing. I understand, Mary. Well, no, I did do the comps as well. Yes. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Well, yes, ma'am. Well, Mary, my answer to that is we have a written contract that says that my buyer would pay you $15,000 over the appraised value. That is what we're sticking to, and that is what we're expecting you to honor. I understand. I understand. Absolutely. Yes. No, she's not willing to go any higher. I'm sorry. You're getting a. I understand. I understand. She's telling me about the impact windows and stuff that she installed. And yeah. Okay. All right. So, yes, please get back to me. Thank you. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah, she's having some emotional attachments. Sometimes people think that, that their property is worth more than the opinion of the appraiser. It happens all the time. But we actually have a legal contract that she signed off on that says she's willing to accept your $15,000 over the appraised value. That's what I'm sticking to. So, she was very upset. But a contract is a contract.
Right.
Yeah.
Contract, the right, what's written is always what gets done.
Yeah.
Have it on contract. Make sure your realtor put it on contract. I don't care what it is. Me and Sandi, I call her for everything. How do I word this, and what do you want me to say right here on this line? And she'll give me, make sure you put this right here in plain sight, so they can see, and they cannot come back and say anything that they did not know or wasn't aware. Yeah. So it always works, and they're like, oh, you're right, it's on there. You
definitely don't want to leave contracts up for question, and anything that's questionable, you need to fix it before you send it over to that other agent, if they can find loopholes to get through it. All right, so I heard back from Mary.
Okay.
She's just gonna put on her big girl panties and go through with the deal. She's getting a good deal.
Right.
I mean,
it's good.
Yeah, she's getting a good deal. So let's check in with the title company and make sure that everything is going smooth on that end. We'll check in with the lender. How's that been going with Tina?
Going good. Everything is smooth. She told me everything is all right.
Okay. So we have to just make sure that the title company is not finding any liens and open permits and stuff like that. And they didn't, thank God.
Yeah.
So Tina called. She said she gave you the clear to close.
Woo!
The favorite words of
clear to close.
Clear to close.
And you get that call from your lender, not your realtor. Sometimes we looking for the realtor like, am I clear to close? Can I close?
Yeah. Tina loves calling the buyers herself. That's awesome. So what we can do, all right, you got clear clothes, you got all your closing money in place. So I'm gonna go over your documents with you. I'm gonna go over the CD, and we're gonna go over line by line what your closing costs are going to cover, because those documents, they could get a little bit, ambiguous because this is your first time. So that's why you have me. I'm gonna go over your tax prorations, your insurance, what's this for, and what you got to pay here to the county and to the city. Every single dime that you're putting in at the closing table.
Okay.
You've already put in $11,000 so far. So the lender has to be paid, title company has to be paid, realtors have to be paid, which you don't pay the realtors, but you're going to be able to see all of those numbers on a form that gives you a clear picture of where every dime is going in this transaction. So I'm going to go over that with you. And then we're going to do the final walkthrough on closing day. The reason I don't want to take you, I know you want to go back to the property, but I don't want to take you before closing day, because you don't want to, do you know some of the things that can happen overnight to a property?
Right. I rather wait.
Yeah. I've had people go to their final inspections and there was like a whole family living in the house that they're buying because they got scammed on Craigslist.
Oh.
Yeah, someone rented them the property that they were going to close on by breaking the back door, telling them to give them a rental deposit. Oh, the back door is broken. I'll come and replace the door. Just sell me the money.
Oh, wow.
And so this whole family was scammed. This is a real story that happened to my buyer. I was here, but I was selling her the house in St. Augustine.
Oh, wow.
And so she decided that she would go to do the final walkthrough. The other agent was very nice and went with her, as a favor to me. And they discovered a family, so they had to call the police, and that poor family had to be put out. Mm-hmm. Just felt bad for them. So you always want to go on the day of closing. Don't go the day before. I know a lot of people do that. Listen, I'm not trying to tell you, realtors, how to run your business. I'm not trying to tell you, buyers, what you must do, but it's highly recommended that you go to your final walkthrough on closing day. Okay? Oh. So that way you're knowing what's happening on that day.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
So we gotta get your monies together and wire the closing costs from the document that I just went over. Okay. So according to this, you have to bring to closing $26,000. So you're going to wire that. Or do you want me to come to your house and pick up a check? I'm just kidding. If you were watching the whole video, you'll know what we're talking about. Right. So you can go ahead and wire that on the morning of closing.
Okay.
Early morning closing. Mm-hmm. And then we'll do the walkthrough.
Okay. I got you.
All right. Oh! So we're doing the walkthrough, guys. We're here at the house. We're checking to see that everything is in the condition that we saw it or better, that the GFIs have been updated. Oh, you know what I forgot to mention? I forgot to mention that Shea was supposed to purchase home insurance earlier in our recording. So that home insurance, sometimes you pay for it. Mm-hmm. That's another cost. Or sometimes they'll let you pay for it at closing. So you would have to buy home insurance. Okay. So that just reminded me because so the seller did everything that they said they were going to do. They're also out of the property. Okay. Yeah, except for your tenant that's left behind. Mm-hmm. So we had a successful walkthrough. Let's go to closing.
All right.
And we're going to sign our closing umbrella. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I hope this was very educational to you guys. This is pretty much how a transaction works. And you can have the liberty to watch this broadcast or this recording as many times as you need to. Check out some of our other videos. They're free. We don't charge to give you information. And if you're a seller, we'll give you information about what your property may be worth. We'll give you ideas of how to exit the property and a strategy of how to continue real estate investments. All of those are free and complimentary because at Promiseland Properties, we really want to develop lifelong relationships. Yes. That whenever you think of the word real estate, you're thinking of Promiseland Properties. You're thinking of Sandi. You're thinking of Shea. You're thinking of Alex, Omar, Lindsay. Yes. of Janelle,
yes.
and you're also thinking of Stanley. So, yes. Anything?
No, I'm just like, this was amazing. I know that, this information, I'm telling you, if you guys watch this, you will literally be so educated that when you do purchase your home, you will know exactly what's going on when it's happening. All right. So thank you for watching Real Estate Sips with Sandi and Shea, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Cheers.